Will Jones. I'm going to give God a hand of praise. That's what we give God a hand of praise. I appreciate that warm introduction. That was definitely kind of, he must have been sister's name. She's not here today, so maybe just okay. First, I want to give honor to where honor is due, and that's to Reverend Dr. Carrie Hill and First Lady Reverend Dr. Hill. Thank you. These two have been like second parents to me, especially Pops. We went to Howard together, and I was like, I think a freshman, Keon was a sophomore, so we definitely go way back. I also want to give thanks to New Chapel Young Adult Ministry. Thank you. I'm grateful for this opportunity. Don't take it lightly at all. Thank you. I got a word from the Lord. I just want to get to it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pray, and then I'm gonna get right to it. Heavenly Father, thank you for these next few moments, God. God bless me, God, and God in this season, God, just decrease me, God, and increase you, God. Use me as a mouthpiece and a vessel for your kingdom. Speak through me, God, and whatever you want your people to hear, God, use me to say it in these next few moments. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I want to read from the text, Genesis 37, verses 5 through 10. Verses 5 through 10. I'll give you a moment to get there. You all there? Still give me a few more seconds. One night, Joseph had a dream.
All right, now.
And when he told his brothers about it, they hated him more than ever. Listen to this dream, he said. We were out in the field, tying up bundles of grain. Suddenly, my bundle stood up, and your bundles all gathered around and bowed low before mine. His brothers responded, so you think you will be our king? Do you? Do you actually think you will reign over us? And they hated him, all the more because of his dreams and the way he talked about them. Soon, Joseph had another dream, and again, he told his brothers about it. Listen, I've had another dream, he said. The sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed low before me. This time he told the dream to his father, as well as to his brothers. But his father scolded him. What kind of dream is that? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow to the ground before you? While his brothers were jealous of Joseph, his father wondered what the dreams meant.
Oh, yeah.
I want to speak for the next few moments from the title of Protecting Your Dream.
Yeah.
Protecting your dream.
Hallelujah.
Growing up, in elementary school, I used to stutter. I'm talking about y'all, I used to stutter really bad. It was couldn't get my name out. It was like, my name was Reginald, yeah. I couldn't even get it out. But in that season of my life, I remember being about second or third grade, I would sit in the back of church, and I would be able to almost interpret what the pastor is saying at a very young age. And I remember telling people, when I grow up, I want to be a speaker. I want to speak. That was my thing. I want to speak. But in that time period, people would look at me and say, "Dude, you stutter. Can you do that? Can you really do that?"
All right.
And a lot of times, what I realize is that God, He works on the internal before He works on the external.
Amen.
See, I believe that a lot of us in here today, just like when I was a young boy, we have gifts, we have dreams, we have visions that God has shown us. And the thing about it is, we seek external factors when the internal is what God is working on. Too many times in this generation, we have people who are seeking to be validated by Instagram, social media, likes, Facebook.
Yeah.
But the thing is, our Father is a person that redeems us and loves us and died for us. So you can't seek external approval when your Father has already approved you.
Go ahead, man.
So in our text here today, we have Joseph, who he told his brothers his dream. and they hated him. You have somebody hate you for something that God's doing in your life? Like you want to talk about, you're like, man, listen, I got this dream and God's he's been speaking. But, and then you said, you sure you can do that? That's what you want to do? You think you can really do that? And a lot of times what I realize is that people we try to go for big things, and when we shoot for those big things, a lot of times we can go get them, but sometimes we don't trust the process.
Amen.
There's a process to the palace.
Yeah.
And without getting too deep into the text, Joseph was a man on a mission.
Amen.
Joseph, to fast forward a little bit, Joseph was sold into slavery. His brothers did that.
Yeah.
His brothers hated him and they sold him into slavery.
Yeah.
But the Lord was with Joseph.
All right, yeah.
And I come here today to tell you the Lord is with you right now.
Yes, he is.
A lot of you are right now, I have so much to speak about, but this has just been on my spirit all week. A lot of you, it's somebody here today, maybe one person, maybe two people, but God gave you a dream. He's gave you a vision, and you have to act on it. Start the business. Create the LLC.
Yeah.
Start the podcast. Write the book. I don't even know who that's for, but it's somebody here today who you got a vision from God, and you got to act on it.
Yeah.
You got to act on it. Your gift may be blind. Your gift may be blind to the people around you in the beginning stages. And that's okay, because I fundamentally believe that God develops in obscurity. Everybody won't be able to see it. When I first began to speak, people would say, dude, are you sure God said you do that? Yeah, and I went through a slight season where, I used to really seek validation.
Come on now.
I would say, do you think I can do this? But it's not for them to approve what God's already approved. You can't go for the people to see what God's already approved. And that's the generation that we have to get. So young people who are seasoned, I won't say old because I just got to know church, but seasoned, but don't seek validation. I'm telling you, I fundamentally believe that when you seek God first, and go after that vision, I believe that the heavens will open up. Now, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. I created a podcast in 2018. And God gave me the vision for it in January of 2018. And I remember one of my best friends, Amir, he said, man, I believe that you should do a podcast. And I said, dude, don't. That's not my thing, And then I prayed on it. That's another thing. You got to continually seek God on what it is He wants you to do for your life. I prayed on it. And God just kept confirming it. And it took me a long time to do it. I was trying to get videographers, things would fall through. But when God has His hand on your vision, the resources are available. You can't try to think about, well, I don't have the money, I don't have this. Just take a step. Take a step. And when you take a step, God's gonna meet you where you are. Before I want to close with this. I started off with your gift maybe being blind to others in the beginning stages. But don't be fooled, because you may be blinding your own self to your own gift. You could be the person who's stopping you. I believe that a lot of us are here today, we could be our worst enemy. Sometimes people say it's the enemy attacking us, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's you. You're procrastinating. You're putting things off. You're saying, I'll get to it tomorrow. And the thing is, in all transparency, I'm that way. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Don't stop what God wants to do in your life. I'm Reginald Ward.